Pep has confirmed that you and your players will receive a guard of honour ahead of the game tomorrow night. How special will that be for the team? And do you expect City to be your main challengers to retain the title next season once again?
Well, part one of the question, I'm not sure if I ever got one. Not 100% sure, but it's long ago that we won in Germany something, and with 3 more match days to go. Don't know if it's a German tradition as well. But yeah, it's an English tradition. Of a Premier League tradition, so we take it. It's a nice gesture, 100%. I wouldn't need it, to be honest, because we go there and want to play a football game, and either way we want to win a football game and don't celebrate things what happened the week before or stuff like that. But again, it's a nice gesture, but that's it pretty much. Second part, yes. City will be strong next season. United will be strong next season. Chelsea will be strong next season. They all will be strong next season. Only the 3 of them. It's obvious. City is just an outstanding team. United is in outstanding shape, and Chelsea is in a really good shape, and is doing some interesting business. So that's clear. And Tottenham will not sleep. Arsenal will not sleep. They're all calm. Leicester will be there, and all that stuff. So there are a lot of teams. The thing is that we have to play obviously 38 games during a year. And who wins most of them can win the league. That happened now for us the first time. So we will not defend the title or whatever next year. We will attack the next one. That will be difficult enough. But we will have the same situation in other teams. Just, what we achieved last year, in this case last week, is something for the history books. The rest is just hard work. And we will try to show that already on Thursday night, so tomorrow night. But it's difficult anyway, because City is a super team, absolutely super team, and we have to show that we are ready for that.
You've written an open letter to fans asking them to stay at home where possible. Are you confident they'll respect your wishes and we won't have fans congregating at stadiums, and they'll wait and celebrate at the right time?
I hope so. I can say it again. So it's a difficult time for all of us, and I can really understand it that the emotions were all over the place. And I get that. It's not only about 30 years or whatever. Most of the supporters did what we should have done. All stayed at home, maybe in their back garden, front garden, in front of the door, whatever, and had there a nice whatever they could do together with their families and neighbors maybe. But the pictures we saw from the city center were obviously not what we wanted to see. And that's probably, I say that the first time in my life, because usually I love these pictures, but this is not a time for it. And that's what we have to make sure that will not happen again. And I hope that people listen, honestly.
Okay. We'll go to Simon Crabtree. If you can unmute yourself, Crabbers, and then Juliet, we're going to come to you next.
Hello, Jurgen. I know you've spoken about your relationship with Pep with us before, but I'm just wondering the manner in which you've won the title this season. Has it changed anything in your relationship between yourself and Pep?
You mean now my assistant?
Pep Guardiola.
How could it change? How do you mean that?
Well, I don't know. Some people might get less chatty because you're so far ahead, or you might get close. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
It's long ago. Now I get it. It's long ago that we met last time. I don't know exactly when it was. It was of any event. I think we had 2 or 3 really nice nights together. And he's an exceptional guy, I have to say. And his family's, that's in my case the same, is even better than him. And so I really like the family, and I respect him a lot. I said that plenty of times. No, we usually don't have contact over a season. That's how it is. We never had. That's the truth. Nothing changed from my point of view, and I'm pretty sure from his point of view. He's a competitor. He wants to win, but he accepts when he is lost. It's, in his case, just doesn't happen that often. I had to learn that much more often, so that will not change him, and it will not change me.
It's his 400th league game, actually. This one as a manager over the years as well. So I'm just wondering, going back a couple of years when they won it with 100 points and you were 25 points behind that. How much that hurt you at the time, and whether that's important to you to get a big gap over all the rivals this time around?
Not at all. When you tell me 100 points, man, we had 75. That's a good number. Honestly, most of the time in my life, I had no chance to reach that number. So that's a good one. In a difficult league, we qualified for the Champions League. That was our target this year. And City was by far the best team in the league and played incredible football. So, no. What we did now this year, we didn't plan the gap, and we have to see how big it will be in the end of the season. In the moment, it's big. That's true. Now we play them. That will change that in whichever direction. And so we have the chance to play 7 more times football, which we couldn't do before that for 3 months. And so I hope that we still can show that. And I'm pretty confident we can show that. But that means not we will win against City. That only means we can give them a proper game. And that's the first step to cause some problems, because it's the most difficult football game you can imagine against City in our specific situation. I don't know yet, but maybe makes it slightly more difficult. But anyway, we have to show that we are there. The training was completely normal. It was not our training. It was not that I had to remind the boys constantly that they have to be focused and stuff like this. We know how we came here, and we know what we want to do in the future. So we will do that on Thursday night as well.
Thank you, Simon. Juliet from the BBC.
Hey, Jurgen. Going back to January 2018, it was the first game after Philippe Coutinho left, and it kind of went, the match between Manchester City, sort of crazy sort of 9-10 minutes where it went from 1-1 to 4-1. You remember that time, and was that point where you thought that you actually had a team that could go head-to-head with Manchester City?
Nope. I don't remember that game, really. I don't have it proper. Which game we're talking about, by the way? It was against City or what? No.
Yes, Manchester City, yes.
That was that game with...
That game.
Strike, Sadio strike. When they came up, 4-3 it was in the end, right? That was the first game after Phil Coutinho left. Was that the first game after Phil Coutinho left? So, no, I didn't think we can go head-to-head or whatever. I was never interested. I was interested in us. Look, you face any team twice a year. With cup competition, maybe 3 times. It's pretty rare that you meet somebody 4 times. But that's it. The 2 times a year you have to worry about them. And I never worried about City. I was worried about... Okay, I worried once about City. This was around the Leicester game last year. It was a mistake. I will never do that again. But apart from that, I never did. So it's not about City. It's not about... it's about us. What we do in 38 games over a season. And I knew, or I saw last season, not this one, last season, that we are ready to give them a proper fight, so that we can collect enough points to be around in the decisive moments. That's all what you need. And we were there, we didn't make it, that can happen. And a year later, we tried again exactly the same, being focused completely on your games. And in the end, there is a gap or not. This time it is a gap there. I don't think there will ever be a similar gap. So, like it's now, and how I said, we have to see how big it will be at the end of the season. But no, it's nothing to do with City. We have to improve. We have to go the extra yard until the end of our career, if you want. At least as long as you wear this shirt, and that's what we try to make clear. And so far, the boys understood.
Okay, thanks, Juliet. We'll go to just before you start. We're going to go to Zayed from Being, but after that, it'll go Mike Hughes, James from Talksport, and Ian Parker from PA, and that's it at the moment for people who want to ask questions. So, Zayed, if you want to go first.
Jurgen, many congratulations, first of all. Of course, we know it's going to be a difficult summer for everyone because of what happened with the coronavirus in terms of transfers and so on. So how important is it that the African Cup of Nations is postponed, which means that during the campaign, you will be able to keep the likes of Naby Keita, Mo Salah, and Sadio Mane?
You are right. It's difficult. It will be difficult. So we don't know. We have so little information at the moment how it will go on. So we don't know when the season. We know when the season probably will end. We have no clue when a new season will start. So and some decisions, especially if you have to plan them long beforehand, then you have to make them now. And I really like it that AFCON is postponed. But what I don't like is the reasons for it, because obviously the African continent thinks it's not possible to have a tournament there, which I don't like, obviously. But from the planning point of view, it makes sense, and for us it helps that we don't have to consider this tournament in that moment, because all these tournaments, especially when they are in the middle of a season, are not cool for any plannings. And we have three of the best, if not the three best African players in our squad, so they will be there for a long time. They don't play a little bit group stage and go home, so they will be there for a long time, maybe until the final. And yes, for us it's good, but it's not a decision to celebrate.
Okay, thanks, Ed. Okay, Mike, for two questions. Mike, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Jurgen. Your consistency levels this season, last season, the back end of the season before, in the league have been off the scale. Where does that come from? And what allows that to happen? You know, you've worked with good players before, but these levels are incredible.
Sorry, I can't speak about that, and everybody would do it. No, it's the boys. It's the focus. It's the concentration level. It's the not thinking about the last game. It's the club. It's the pressure we get from the size of the club. It's pretty much a mix of everything, and it's the desire to do something special. It's a desire to create your own history. That's what we wanted, and that's where we feel in the middle of something, not at the end of something. But I say that already since a couple of years, and that's true. It's the end of something. We consider the end of something when we are not. When we finish career, that's the end of this period then of our lives. Until we finish our career, we have to give our everything. And I say it again, and like to say it, as long as you wear the shirt, less than 100% are not allowed. It's not my phrase. It came from the All Blacks, and I saw that already 15, 16 years ago in a nice documentary about the All Blacks, and I kept that always for myself, and that's for here each LFC player the same, and it's for me the same. So that's what we try to live, and that works out sometimes. Unfortunately, not all the time, because we are human beings.
Yeah, and because you're human beings, and you know the players are. Once league trophies have been won, for whatever era, quite often there's a let-up in form. You know, the form maybe slightly wanes a little bit. What can you do to guard against that happening with your group?
Never stop wanting it. Okay, say it like this. As long as we stay humble and greedy, we have a good chance to be a really uncomfortable opponent. When you're an uncomfortable opponent for each other team, you have a chance to win it. If you have a chance to win it, then you have to win it. So that's how it is. As long as we stay clear, there are a lot of challenges. Life is constantly a challenge, and our challenge is now being champion, playing 7 games against teams that fight for everything. So we can show we don't run because we have to. We can show we run because we want to. And then next season, you all will make stories of it, the defending champion, bam, all this kind of stuff. That's why I say we will not defend anything, we will attack. So, and what we get for it, I have no idea. So, but nothing changed, because I feel it now. It was one of the best moments in my life, knowing that we are champions of England. But it's not that I have it constantly in myself now. It's not, I don't have to remind myself, but it's not that it's carrying me through the day. The last week, after we had 2 days where we tried to make sure that we got it now, or that we understood now what happened around us. After that, since then we prepare Man City, and with full focus. That doesn't mean we will beat them. That just means we will be prepared. And that's what we will be for the next season as well. That's how it works. I don't know another way. If there is another way, maybe people will tell me. But I've learned, when you think you reach the pinnacle, you are already on the way down. So, and we don't feel that. Honestly, it's not, I can say 100%, I don't feel finally satisfied. So it's just another step. It's a big one, unbelievable big, but not the only thing I want to talk to the boys when I meet them in 20 years' time.
Magic. Okay, thanks, Mike. We're going to go to James from TalkSport and then to Ian Parker from PA, and then we're going to go to the embargo section as it stands at the moment. So, James, if you'd like to unmute yourself.
Hi, Jurgen. Jurgen, you've said that Liverpool have got space for improvement, but what areas in particular do you think you can get better in?
We don't have that long time actually here to talk about. There are so many things where we can be more stable, where we can be more creative, where we can have better solutions, where we can react quicker, where we can see more, where we can be aware, where our awareness can be better. There are a lot of things we have to react on the development of other teams, because we play one other team each 3 days or each week. And this team has their own idea on how we react on that and how influential our game can be on them. Yeah, we have to prepare that, and that's all the things. And when other teams change, we have to change. When other teams develop, we have to develop. And the best way you develop before the other teams develop, but it's difficult. How I said, the good thing is the consistency level we showed so far. So, and now the challenge is to keep that. That's how it is, and that would be already development to keep that over such a long period. So, a lot of things what we can do better, what we can do different, which is sometimes better as well, and what we can do even more consistent, and that's what we have to ask ourselves for. That's all. We are very demanding, all with ourselves, so that's not will not be a problem. I said we are not tired. We are just in the middle of something, and we want to go. That's it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, James. And then finally in the open, before we go to quite a brief embargo section, Ian from PA.
Hi, Jurgen. Just wanted to ask specifically with regard to tomorrow's game. We've seen matches between yourselves and City over recent years very intense because there's usually a lot on the line. What are you expecting tomorrow? You know, titles decided, a game behind closed doors, but what sort of atmosphere are you expecting in the match?
Intense, because I saw City playing now already 3 times. I think they played more often, but I saw them 3 times playing, and so that looked like City looks. Massively dominant, making the pitch big, using direction, preparing direction, mix up of long balls to prepare the smaller space and the other way around, small spaces to prepare the bigger spaces. So it's football, and that's what we want to see from ourselves as well. So you cannot defend City if you don't play an intense game, and I think it's difficult to defend us if you don't play an intense game. So that already gives us or makes clear how this game will be. I can't see a game where 2 teams are not active and 2 teams are waiting for the final whistle. This will be a proper football game, 100%. There will always be a proper football game for whatever reason. There's no need for being a final or something else. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, we had 1-0. That would be a really unlikely result, to be honest. But we had one. But they had to miss a penalty, right? Yeah. Sure.
Okay. And just lastly, can I just ask if there's any specific team news for tomorrow night? Any changes?
Changes?
Or injuries? Anything changed last week?
No, not yet. Nothing. Oh, the one with Joel, probably, and yeah, that's not nice. But that's all for the moment.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to the embargo section.